Howdy, guys. Welcome to night 75 of Big Brother All-Stars. A good Monday morning to y'all. And this is Cliff Notes from outside the Big Brother house. Now, keep in mind, we're going to be talking about some things during the next 15 minutes that are spoilers that have not been shown on the CBS episodes yet. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, you're going to have to wait and come back in 48 hours or so after you've seen Monday's and Wednesday's episodes. But for those of you who already know or don't mind hearing spoilers, stick with me. We're going to talk about all the conversations that took place overnight. Now, it's kind of a quiet. We had the veto competition on Saturday. The backyard has been available, so the house guests have been enjoying it while they still can. They expect they're going to lose it sometime this morning, and that's probably a valid fear. So enjoy it while you can. Now, theoretically, we should be having a veto ceremony this morning. Just as a refresher, Enzo's HOH, Cody won the veto competition. And I say theoretically we're going to have the ceremony because the reality is Cody's got Nicole and Christmas on the block. Well, he can't put Enzo up. He's not going to put himself up. So are we even going to go through the motions of a veto ceremony? Or is it just a recognition that Christmas and Nicole are on the block? Come Thursday, Cody will make the decision between those two on who goes home. I'm not sure. I don't know if we'll have a ceremony just for the heck of doing it or not. We shall see. But we did have some campaigning a little bit and just some general conversations overnight. So we'll talk about that. First of all, let's talk about Christmas doing some campaigning to Cody, saying that she knows he has probably already made up his mind about who he's going to send home and who he's going to take to Final Three on Thursday. But she wants to go ahead and talk to him. She wants to try to campaign because she truly wants to stay. And here's the thing. Even though it's pretty much a done deal, it's probably not going to do any good. If Christmas didn't campaign to Cody, he would be complaining to Enzo and Nicole that Christmas didn't bother coming to me to try to get my vote. So go for it, Christmas. Take your shot. Don't think it's going to make any difference whatsoever. But she is up there talking to him. Cody is saying, Christmas, I appreciate it. Yeah, I've got to think about everything. I really haven't made up my mind yet about Thursday. Liar. He knows what he's doing. He's taking Nicole. He is sending Christmas home. If that doesn't happen, I'm going to be dumbfounded. But he's telling Christmas he doesn't know quite yet. He's still thinking it over. Christmas is telling him, saying, look, just keep this in mind. I'm campaigning for me to stay. I'm not campaigning for Nicole to go. I'm not trying to throw her under the bus or anything else. I'm just doing what I can for me to stay. And Cody says, I get it. Absolutely right. A little bit later, we've got Nicole by herself. She is practicing her speech, which I assume is for the veto ceremony for tomorrow. Maybe it's for the eviction ceremony on Thursday. Her speech is about Nicole and Cody, that they started their Big Brother journey together in season 16, and how she now feels that this season they are on the same team, that she really wants to stay. Nicole's spending a lot of time preparing a speech that for an event that really is a foregone conclusion. We all know how this is going to go. 100%. We know how this is going to go, but Nicole wants to say everything correctly and have a good speech for the audience and everything. It is funny. I gave a few speeches last season when I was on the block, and if you stop and think too much that you've got 4 million people or whatever watching you talk, I guess it's easy to kind of fumble with your words and all that. I never worried about that. I just got up there and did my talking. But I know some people really focused on getting those speeches perfect and rehearsed and everything else, because you're talking to a whole lot of people when you're on the block like that. All right. So Nicole is also talking. She's thinking that we're going to have an eviction on Tuesday instead of Thursday. We aren't. It's a regular schedule. We've got the Monday night episode tonight, and then we'll have the Wednesday episode, and Thursday will be the eviction, just like always. But she's thinking there's going to be a special Tuesday night eviction instead. I got to say, I'd be okay with it if we did it, because the rest of this week is going to be so predictable. I would just soon go ahead and have the eviction vote and have a little more time for the final three and campaigning and such with the three of them instead. But no, that's not what we're going to have, just a regular schedule this week. Everyone is in the backyard, sitting around a little patio area. They're comparing the HOH shower to the downstairs shower. They've decided that downstairs is better because I guess this season the HOH showers had problems with getting enough heat up there. They have to go downstairs, turn the downstairs shower on cold to get the hot water up to the top. That's weird. That's interesting because last season we didn't have any problem at all. We had all kinds of hot water up at the top. Uh, I much preferred the HOH shower upstairs because you had a lot more room to move around. I could put little iPod shuffle with the headphones inside and hear a little music while I was showering. So I much preferred it. Now, here's a little thing for y'all, just a little FYI. I didn't want to jinx it by using the HOH shower before I'd won HOH. So I never used the HOH shower until day 30 when I won my HOH competition. And from that point on, I was fine going up there and using it. But until then, I said, nah, I'm not going to use it until I've earned it. I'm really glad I earned it. All right. So we had that. Apparently, Enzo fixed halibut for dinner last night, and it really smells fishy in the kitchen. Everyone's complained about how bad it smells. They're also saying it's like $51 worth of halibut you cooked up, Enzo, and it smells horrible. It's terrible. Cody and Nicole are also complaining about how messy, just in general, the kitchen has become over the last few days, the last few weeks. I went out of my way to do dishes last season, all while I was in the house, until the last couple of weeks where I said, I don't even care anymore. More important things going on, less people I'm trying to impress. So I think every season towards the end, you see the dishwashing and the kitchen cleanliness and everything kind of fall off as you get towards the end. We're there. We're at the very end. So we do have that. Christmas is in a hammock. She's talking about how happy she is that there was no battle back this year. I'm okay with that. They had a shortened season. I get it. But I sure wish I had some kind of twist that involved the viewers getting to vote to either reward or punish someone in that house, just to let us put a little influence on the game itself. We could have had a little influence, couldn't we? But we didn't get that either, and that's a shame. But we had a season during COVID. We didn't even think we were going to have that, and so we'll see what happens next season. At this point, the group is talking about the COVID virus, wondering what's going on with it, hoping that maybe there's a vaccine by now. When they get out, things will be a lot better, a little better. Hopefully a little better. So again, they've been so closed off from the rest of the world. It's going to be a big experience to get out and find out how we have been handling such weird times as 2020 has provided for us. Cody and Nicole are in the backyard. Cody is saying how obvious it is that so many people threw competitions this year. He says, Nicole, I knew you threw that wall competition, the one that Danny won after she fell off, and Cody fell off as well. It's just a good indication that way too many people felt way too comfortable this particular season to have that many people throwing comps and not giving it 100%. Cody is saying that he didn't throw any comps while Janelle and Kaiser were in the house. Afterwards, maybe some here or there, but while they were in the house, he was going full guns. He had his targets in place, and so he's doing everything he could. Nicole is talking. She's saying that she really needs Cody to come through for this week. And that she is going to say in her finale speech for jury, maybe get a little ahead of yourself, Nicole, but you're probably right. She's going to say in her finale speech that Cody is the best decision that she made in the game. This is good insight into her jury argument, her speech to the jury. She's going to claim that she chose to align with Cody as a strategic plan, as a strategic choice, because she knows she's going to get accused of just getting drugged to the final by Cody. So she's going to counter by saying, no, I picked him. I intentionally got close to him because I knew that he would be a little meat shield of protection for me. And so it was all planned. It was strategic from the start. So we're seeing her argument starting to firm up of what she's going to say. Nicole is worried, however, that Danny is going to tell Tyler that Nicole just doesn't like Tyler. I think it probably doesn't matter. I think Tyler votes for Cody or Enzo over Nicole no matter what. But it is a little bit of a question. How would Danny vote if it came down to Cody versus Nicole? She was close to Cody, but she was also upset that he voted her out at the end, didn't even give her a vote. One of these little 15-minute wrap-ups, we're going to have to talk about who may vote for who as we get to the final three with the different scenarios. Cody is saying that Danny broke her trust with him when she told Nicole about the Slick Six alliance. And Nicole is saying, yeah, but Cody, you really should have told me about that anyway. And Cody's like, well, it wasn't the time back then. Nicole is saying that, Cody, it really took you a while to trust me. And Cody responds saying, no, it wasn't that. I was worried that you didn't trust me. And so I was waiting to make sure you trusted me before I returned it, basically. Nicole is saying that when Ian went on the block and Cody didn't tell her about it ahead of time that was going to happen, that was the only time that she was a little uncertain, a little iffy about Cody and whether she could trust him or not. But she said beyond that, she trusted him from start to finish. In the HOH room, Enzo and Christmas are talking. Enzo says that he thinks Cody and Nicole are closer than they think and that they probably have a final two. Cue Captain Obvious right there, guys. So, yeah, you're probably right, Enzo. Christmas is agreeing, saying that Nicole looks way too comfortable to be sitting on the block unless she's tight with Cody. Enzo assumes that Cody already has his mind made up, and he tells Christmas in just a second what that decision is. They're talking about Enzo's nominations. Enzo is telling Christmas, saying, look, if I put Cody up, that would have been like you putting up Memphis. I just couldn't do it. Christmas is saying that, Enzo, it's just I felt betrayed because I thought we hadn't tight enough relationship that you would have at least told me beforehand that you were going to put me on the block. It really didn't matter, but she's still hung up on that. Enzo ends up apologizing, saying, yeah, I kind of acted cowardly. I should have told you ahead of time. I just didn't know how to tell you, and so I apologize. It was a cowardly thing to do, but it is what it is. Christmas is saying that she gets it, that pregame alliances are strong, that they're hard to break, and so she's kind of blaming the pregame alliances for why she is going instead of Nicole for this particular week, I think. Enzo is saying that if Cody wasn't in the house, Christmas definitely would not be on the block, that she would be his number two if it wasn't for Cody. Enzo's also saying, look, Christmas, I got to be completely honest with you. I don't think you've got a chance in the world of getting Cody's vote to keep you this week. But he does say that he's enjoyed playing with her. It's been a pleasure playing with her. Enzo is playing a great social game. It truly is. He's getting tight with everyone before they head out the door. He's on good terms with everyone. Social game, great job, Enzo. Playing yourself into a third place position, most likely, maybe not the best, but social, can't complain about what he's been doing. We've got in the backyard. Christmas and Nicole are talking. They're talking about it being nice that they don't have to hide food anymore. They were talking about hiding avocados and beers and candy from the rest of the house guests. I never had to hide food from anyone last season. I just don't think we did that. But this season, they're a little more keeping track and keeping their food to themselves, as evidenced by this conversation. Nicole at this point is talking to the camera a little bit later. She's talking to the camera, talking about her heart murmur, her panic attacks, and how it just makes her feel bad when they happen, and how scary it is and everything. Okay, Raven, we appreciate it. No, it's got to be hard. That house can be so stressful. If you're prone to panic attacks and heart murmurs, I'm sure it gets that much worse when you're inside the house. So I get it. All right. The feeds are down for about 5+ hours, a long time. I thought we were going to be done for the whole evening before they came back on a little after midnight, I think. So at that point, we've got another conversation in the key room. Enzo and Christmas are talking. Both of them are thinking that Cody is going to win it all, that everyone else is fighting for second place. They're getting what we as viewers have picked up on for quite a while now. They're getting the same thing. Suggest to me that maybe you know who your target should be in the final three. Send Cody out the door if you get a chance. Don't know if Enzo will do it, but at least they're recognizing that Cody is the one to beat in this particular season. Christmas is talking about still the HOH setting all the pumpkins in the basket, that near miss was so close it could change the whole game. It just has messed her up from that point onwards. Enzo is saying he thinks that that Nicole will take Cody over him, but that if Cody makes a decision, there's a chance that he may take Enzo over Nicole. We'll see. Maybe, Enzo, keep hoping. We'll see. You got some work to do. At this point, Enzo is taking selfies with Mulan all over the house. Yeah. How silly is it that Enzo has gotten so attached to this little blow-up cow? Right? Isn't that stupid, Orwell? I can't get it. Not at all. All right. And then finally, so that's about the evening. They call it a night, lights off. We'll be back in 24 hours. We'll see what's happened once we get to Tuesday morning. But before that, Big Brother on CBS tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, and immediately following, Cliff Notes on the TV Co app, or you can go to the TV Co channel on YouTube and watch it streaming there. 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. Interactive, I'll be answering all your Big Brother questions. We'll just talk for an hour about what we've seen going on, what we expect to happen, whatever questions you have about my season last year, this season, this year, Mulan, whatever else y'all got questions about, I'm going to take them all. So guys, y'all have a fantastic Monday. I will see y'all Tuesday morning. If I don't see y'all tonight on the TV Co show, again, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. Y'all have a great one, guys. SKD 143. Cheers, my friends. Bye.